Yo, to the right of me is the Waveshare RP2350 Touch LCD 1.43. I'm JBlanked, and today we're going to take this board from fresh out of the box to a fully functional device. I'll show you how to get the most out of the AMOLED display, the capacitive touchscreen, the 6-axis IMU, and even the SD card reader and battery monitor. And the best part, we'll be using my custom libraries I made, which makes this incredibly easy and has support for MicroPython, the official Raspberry Pi Pico SDK, and Arduino IDE. By the end of this video, you'll have a full understanding of this device and how to build a project for yourself. So let's get into it. Okay, first up, let's see what we're working with. The star of the show is the beautiful 1.43-inch round AMOLED display. It's got a super sharp 466 by 466 pixel resolution, and the AMOLED panel means the colors are incredibly vibrant with perfect blacks. If you flip it over and take off the back panel, you can see the brains of the operation. Now, at its heart is the new Raspberry Pi RP2350, which is a huge upgrade from the RP2040 as it has dual-core RISC-V processors. And right next to it are the sensors we'll be playing with. So to program the board, you have three great options. You have MicroPython with Thonny IDE, you have the Raspberry Pi Pico C and C++ SDK, with Visual Studio Code, and you have Arduino IDE with C++. While today we'll focus on MicroPython and Arduino, my library supports all three. First, you need to get the board ready for code, and the process is a bit different for MicroPython and Arduino. So start by downloading the Waveshare repository from my GitHub. I have a link in the description below. So if you're using MicroPython, we'll start by flashing the firmware. Press and hold the boot button on the side, which is the left button or the button closest to the headers here. So you're going to press and hold that button, and then we need to plug in a USB-C data cable to the port. Then the board will show up on your computer like a USB drive named RP2350. Inside the Waveshare repository you downloaded from my GitHub, navigate to the RP2350 Touch LCD 1.43 and then Builds, and then click MicroPython. Now all we need to do is drag and drop the UF2 file from there onto that RP2350 drive. The board will restart itself, and just like that, it'll be ready to go. And for the Arduino IDE version, it's even simpler. You don't even have to worry about a UF2 file. Once you have your sketch open, you'll just click the upload button within Arduino IDE. This will automatically compile and launch the code right onto your device when we're ready. If you're using MicroPython, make sure to download Thonny from thonny.org. Then open it up. Make sure you're connected to the board by selecting MicroPython Raspberry Pi Pico from the interpreter list in the bottom right corner. Then after that, go up to View and ensure that Files is checked. From here, navigate to the Waveshare repository you downloaded earlier, and then click on RP2350 Touch LCD 1.43, and then go to Examples, MicroPython, Test, and now we're going to upload all the files from inside to the board. You can do this by selecting all of the files, and then right-click and select Upload To. And for Arduino IDE users, you first need to download Arduino IDE, and then double-click the test.eno file from within RP2350 Touch LCD 1.43/examples, Arduino IDE, test folder, and there is our file test.eno. Double-clicking it will open it in Arduino IDE and load the libraries. These libraries do all the heavy lifting. talking to the hardware so we can focus on the fun stuff, and with the firmware and libraries ready, we can finally start coding. Alright, let's see what this board can really do by walking through the code of both the MicroPython and Arduino IDE. The examples are designed to test every key feature out of the gate. First, in MicroPython, double-click the test.py file, and inside we have one function that handles everything called main. Inside of there, we first import and initialize all our custom libraries. We have the LCD driver, the touch controller, the battery monitor, the QMI motion sensor, and the SD card reader. Now, each one is set up with just a single line of code. And before we draw anything, the code tests the SD card slot by checking if a SD card is present, creating a new directory, writing a test file, and then reading it back to the console. It's a quick and perfect way to confirm our storage is working. Now let's switch gears to the Arduino IDE version. The setup function here runs more in-depth diagnostics on the SD card. So at first it performs a raw block level test, writing data to a specific block on the card, and then reading it back to verify its integrity, printing the whole process to the serial monitor. After that, it runs a file system test, creating a Waveshare LCD test.txt file, writing several lines of text to it, and then reading it back to confirm the FAT32 file system is working correctly. With the card checked, both versions move on to the hello world for any display. So first, the screen fills with black, and then using the library functions, we draw a whole bunch of things. We have a red filled rectangle, a green outlined rectangle, a blue circle, and some text. We call swap at the end to push it all to the screen. And then to finish the initial demo, both scripts run a quick animation by blitting 3 different frames in a loop, showing how to create simple motion and drawing images to the display. Okay, it's time to put it all together in the main interactive loop. So let's start with the MicroPython code, which runs one big while true loop. First, the screen is cleared, then it immediately checks for touch input. If you touch the screen, the library grabs the X and Y coordinates, and the code displays them right on the screen. Next, we use the battery library to read the current voltage and percentage, drawing that to the screen as well. And after that, we talk to the QMI motion sensor, reading the accelerometer and gyroscope data and displaying all 6 X, Y, and Z values in real time. And at the end, we have a pulsing circle and rotating line as our simple animation. Now, the Arduino version is almost the same. Its loop function is just like our while true we did in Python. It's constantly clearing the screen and reading the accelerometer and gyroscope data from the QMI chip, displaying those formatted values on the screen just like the MicroPython version. It also has the same pulsing circle and rotating line animation. Now, the biggest difference is how it handles touch and battery info. See, the Arduino code uses an interrupt. So when you touch the screen, a special touch callback function is triggered automatically. This function prints the touch coordinates and the current battery percentage and voltage to the serial monitor. offering a different event-driven way to get that data instead of showing it on the display. And of course, at the very end of the loop in both versions, we call swap to update the screen with all this new information. And because this loop runs over and over, we get a fast, responsive dashboard that's constantly updating with live data. Okay, now let's run the scripts. So here we are in Thonny. You just go up and click run. And let's see what we got. So here is the initial image. And now we have the blitting the images from frame buffers. And then right after that, we have our gyroscope and accelerometer actively working and the circle and line animation. In the MicroPython version, when I touch it, you will see it display the information. It displays where I touched at. Okay, here we are in Arduino IDE. Make sure you have the board selected. It'll pop up in your serial port as UF2 board. Just click the pencil and type in Raspberry Pi Pico 2. Click it, then click OK. And then all we have to do is click the upload button and it will compile the code and send it right to our display. Let's go over to here and we can see the demo. You see it's similar to the MicroPython version. There's our blitting the image. And then we will have our animation and touch screen. So there we go. Our gyroscope, accelerometer are working. And with Arduino IDE, we need to go and click on serial monitor. Make sure that we have it selected. And then let me hide my face and I'll show you the serial monitor. Okay, so here we are. Well, just like that, and in a pretty short time, we went from an empty box to an interactive dashboard. We've walked through how to draw graphics, handle touch input, read motion data, monitor the battery, and even worked with the SD card in both Arduino and MicroPython. You can get all the code for both environments, including my custom libraries that makes this so straightforward, and all the setup instructions from the GitHub link in the description below. My goal was to make it as easy as possible for you to get up and running. Well, if you found this video helpful and you want to see more projects with Waveshare LCDs, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out. And if you're doing anything with this device, I definitely want to know. Drop a comment below. I'm JBlanked. Thanks for watching. Peace.